Being on the road all the time, I mean, I love traveling with Joe, but I miss my kids. There is a drawback to doing this work and being away from my family. I mean, I have two grandsons under the age of one that I adore, and I would love nothing more than to spend more time with them. But right now, women in this country need me also. And so we've made the decision to travel, and sometimes that's hard, but we do it because that's what we signed up for. So.
Good morning.
We left at about 6:30 this morning. A little bit tough navigating around Louisville here, but we made it.
They are a mixed group of fire service daughters and girls with barriers who would refer to us through their counselors.
Does this job take a toll on my mental health? Yes, it does. I think anybody in my position, dealing with crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis, is going to feel the same way. But it's also rewarding at the same time, because if I can turn somebody's negative into something positive, that's also affecting my mental health in a good way. I do have to be careful sometimes, because there are days, and Joe will tell you, I have to be by myself. That's how I deal with it. I go by myself. I have to process things, especially when people are just saying outright lies. I process that, and then usually it's like, okay, I'm good to go. I can go from here. I never thought that there would be this much backlash. I still to this day get floored at some of these remarks that people make, because some of them is just stupid. I mean, let's just call it what it is. It's stupid. It's somebody wanting to argue with me or wanting to throw their opinion out there when they have no basis for it. I love it when people say, how would you feel if if you were that child and you put this article out that this baby was saved in this box. I was there, not in the same situation, but I was there. I can tell you what it feels like, and it would feel a hell of a lot better if my birth mom would have done something safe rather than not. And so it's like people, and then plus people just see the very minimum of what we do. What do you mean? Like, we got an email today. Somebody said, so let me get this straight. My state restricts abortion, and you want me to throw my baby in a box. It's like, this is not an alternative to abortion. This is not an alternative to abortion. This is an alternative to a dumpster. Let's get that straight right now. They just see just a small clip of what we do, and they just automatically go to the negative. And it's like, just shut the hell up. God, but let's call it what it is. Some of it is stupid. Now, some of it, I got to say, I've learned a lot from my critics. I actually listen to my critics pretty well. Because I've changed a lot of things on the box because of my critics. You can learn a lot from your critics, but some of them are stupid. Well, my name is Monica Kelsey. I'm the founder and current CEO of Safe Haven Baby Boxes. Who's heard of the Safe Haven Baby Box before? Who has somebody that works in the fire station?
When you put in a baby box, are you like a completely anonymous? Like you can't see who the person put it in?
Yes, and actually Chief Little's here, if you guys want to talk to him. It was his fire station that got the baby last week. And that was one of the questions I asked him was, did anybody see the mom? Were the car pulling up? And he said, no. It's very anonymous.
Sometimes you don't always find out the outcome or know that you actually made a difference. This was instant. You knew you made a difference.
So, do they the noise? Is it making any noise or anything so they know that the baby is in that box?
That is a great question. So, how do we know that there's a baby in the box? So, the baby box actually calls 911 on its own.
The battalion chief called me and says, I don't know what to do, but there's a baby in the box. Some of the guys that were on that crew don't have children. So one of the guys is like, how do I pick this up? So, baby was awake and healthy, strong, alert. It was within a couple hours.
One more question. Who's it going to be? Who have I not heard from yet?
Have you ever met some of the babies that have grown up that have been placed in a baby box?
Yes, I actually have a relationship with a lot of the babies that have been placed in our baby boxes.
A lot of the guys felt like they became a father that day when this baby showed up in our box.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming. Maybe next year when you guys come back, we're going on a field trip to the baby box so that you guys can see the baby box. Maybe meet one of the babies that was placed inside. How's that? All right, well, God bless you guys. You guys take care. Different opinions are part of the game. When the safe haven law was first passed, people were like, so we're not forcing these women to take responsibility for their actions? They think, well, if she can lay down and spread her legs, then she should take on her responsibility. And it's like, there are situations in life where you need a hand up. You need somebody to put their hand down and pick you up. And this is one of those times. If we didn't, who suffers? The child suffers. That's what we have in America today. We have an infant mortality rate that's, the numbers are ridiculous. The opinions are very, very strong, but we always have to go back to why we fight. And it is not for the moms. And I get criticized for this all the time. You know, we should be worried about a woman getting medical care. No, a woman who just had a baby is old enough to make her decision whether she wants medical care or not. A child cannot. And so we have to focus on the child first, mother second. These kids were too young to have that message. I really had to scale it back. So I didn't touch on a lot of things that I would normally touch on. But I wanted them to know that it was still available, you know, but they were kind of young. Hey, is Jared on? I don't know what you look like. I've talked to you like 100 times, geez, but I don't know what you look like. So it's good to put face to the face. I can't get this up on this.
Okay. So what do you want?
I need that file. I love Joe. I love him. But every time he gets on my computer, I can't find things. This. I need that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The safe haven law that's been around for the last 22 years, the majority of the babies that have been surrendered are being surrendered at hospitals after a mother gives birth. So a mother goes into a hospital, gives birth in the hospital, and then leaves with no baby and says, I want to surrender under the safe haven law. We don't get babies born in hospitals. These mothers are birthing alone, and we need to meet them where they are. The safe haven baby box has always been designed as a last resort option for parents. We want them to get an adoption plan set in place before this baby comes, or a parenting plan before this baby comes. But we also know reality is that doesn't happen all the time. And so when we do get a baby that, as I've said before, is not born in a hospital, we know that we have just detoured a baby that probably would have been in an unsafe place. And so we celebrate that. We also celebrate the mom because she chose something safe. We should all be thankful that she chose something safe. And it just really irritates me when people get angry at us for celebrating her. It's like, what do you want us to do? Just shove her in a corner and forget about her? No, we want her to know how proud we are of her. We want her to know that we love her, that we will help her and walk alongside her on her journey. We had a parent that surrendered in one of our boxes that drove 7.5 hours to get to this box. And she called and spoke with Pam. No one knew she was pregnant. And so her talking to Pam was her outlet. This was her therapy for her to just talk through it with someone that has never been there, but has talked to many women who have. Meeting them where they are is the best thing for them, not the best thing for us, because we would want them to get help ahead of time. But meeting them where they are can bring peace to their situation and allow this woman to be celebrated for a selfless decision that she made, which was keeping her child safe.
This is Miss Monica Kelsey. She's very knowledgeable. She knows what she's talking about, but I'll let her have it.
One of the biggest misconceptions is that I make millions and millions of dollars doing this. and I don't. We're traveling in an RV to save money for the company. I didn't even start getting a salary until 2019. Well, it's public information anyway because we're a nonprofit. I was getting $400 a month. That wasn't even paying my car note, but that's all we could afford. The board of directors is my boss. I have 9 people that tell me what to do, when to do it, and what not to do. Do I make a salary? Yes. My board of directors sets that. Whether I put a box in today, tomorrow, and the next day, or I don't put any boxes in for the next 3 days, I'm not going to get paid any more. I'm not going to get paid any less. We do this to keep babies out of dumpsters. The more boxes we have in, the more opportunities we have to keep babies out of dumpsters. Not more money for Monica to make. It doesn't matter how many boxes we have, I'm going to get paid the same. But I don't make millions of dollars doing it. Another misconception is the company who builds the baby boxes, I own it. And that's not true either. Ep4 Industry out of Fort Wayne is owned by Jason. I have no ties to that. If you do not want to be on camera, please raise your hand.
This isn't Survivor.
This is not Survivor. Not Survivor. However, I think I'd rock that shit, to be honest with you. As you know, you have baby box. And so today we're going to just do a refresher course of the Safe Haven law, which has been around for 22 years. And then we're going to just talk a little bit about the baby box. I am all over this country speaking about Safe Haven, talking about baby boxes, and I get it everywhere I go is why are we spending thousands of dollars on boxes when there's already an existing Safe Haven law where we can walk in and get a child. It's probably been said here. And so I'm going to explain to you why we've taken another step in the Safe Haven movement and why it's important that we allow this option for parents with today's culture. Because the culture that we have today is not the same as what we had 22 years ago. I spent 8 years in the United States military, became a firefighter in the military, and then got out and joined fire service and became a firefighter and a medic. I retired in 2019, so I've kind of been in your shoes. I have been handed an infant in Indiana under the protection of the Safe Haven law. And I can tell you, I traveled this country talking about this, and it was very uncomfortable. It is not comfortable for us to take a baby from a mom. It's not. But this is their choice. And we have to respect their choice and allow them to do what the law is allowing them to do. First, I'm going to show you 2 videos. So 2 videos, about 90 seconds each, both cases within the last couple of years. And these are cases where, well, they speak for themselves.
She was in the woods. How did you hear it? We heard it from our house. Oh, yeah? Now, my kid said it's a baby. I said it's an animal. Like 2283. Oh, look at you, sweetheart. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, look at you. Breathing. Crying. Trying to comfort him. Oh, look how precious you are. Yeah. Look who's here.
That was out of the state of Georgia, and a police officer was called to a scene for a medical unknown, and he arrives to find this baby in a bag. You've seen this right in a video. This one was from last year.
Hobbs police have arrested 18-year-old Alexis Avila for attempted murder of her newborn baby. Footage was captured of the incident. Just a warning, you might find this disturbing. The Hobbs Police Department confirmed that Avila admitted to throwing her newborn in a dumpster and leaving it there. The baby was found and taken to a nearby hospital. It's in stable condition. Avila was arrested and charged with attempted murder and child abuse. She will be in Lee County District Court tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We just found the baby in the trash. He still got his umbilical cord, she said.
We're hearing the moment a trio found a newborn in a Hobbs dumpster.
He was He was not kind, actually.
Did you find the baby?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me about the baby?
He still got his umbilical cord and he's freezing cold and he's very, he's very, very, very weak.
Do you have him wrapped in a blanket and the heat on?
I got him in my jacket.
The 2 males and females located at the scene advised officers that they were going through the dumpster looking for anything of value when they heard what they thought was a baby crying. They thought it may have been a dog or a kitten. So they removed a black trash bag, they opened it, and they saw that it was a human baby. The female removed the baby from the trash bag and held him, trying to keep him warm, while one of the male companions called 911. The male caller identified the baby as an infant male. Their collective quick response to this emergency, including notification of 911, was absolutely pivotal in saving this baby's life. Based on the timelines in this surveillance video, the infant was in the dumpster for approximately 6 hours. Alexis was given her Miranda warnings, and she did agree to speak with detectives. During the interview, she said she was not aware that she was pregnant. She explained that on Friday, January 7th, she was experiencing stomach pain and unexpectedly gave birth. She further explained that she panicked, did not know what to do or who to call.
She tried to fight it and went to trial. She was found guilty. She's going to prison for 16 years. It all could have been avoided. But 6 hours in a dumpster versus 2 minutes in your box. These babies that I'm about to talk about do not have the same thing in common as what you just watched. Okay, there is a difference. Birmingham, Alabama. Newborn baby girl found alive, wrapped in a towel, laid at the front door of a home. This home belonged to a police officer. Queens, New York. Newborn baby left at the door of a fire station alive. Garland, Arkansas. Baby found alive in a box outside the front door of a home. This woman was leaving for work in the morning and found a baby in a box on her porch. Syracuse, New York. Infant found dead inside a backpack left at a nurse's station at a Syracuse high school. Palm Springs, California. Newborn found dead at Desert Regional Medical Center in a public area. This doctor and this nurse went out to have lunch, found a dead newborn beside a picnic table. What is every hospital in America? A safe haven location. Louisville, Kentucky. Newborn found dead inside a laundry basket in the hall of a hospital. What is a hospital? A safe haven location. They found that mother and she was 15 years old. Los Angeles, California. Newborn baby boy found outside a church in a stroller, placenta still attached, child survived. Atlanta, Georgia. A newborn baby girl found on the front porch of a home, wrapped in a blanket, placenta still attached, child survived. Moosic, Pennsylvania. Baby found in the bathroom of a church, wrapped in a blanket, baby survived. Chicago, Illinois. Baby found wrapped in a blanket outside a hospital ER door. What is every hospital in America? A safe haven location. Queens, New York. Baby boy found alive inside a church, laying in a nativity scene. I am not shitting you when I say that. He was literally laying in the manger. I would have shit myself. I'm not even lying. I totally would have lost it. You know, Jesus is coming back. Yakima, Washington. A newborn baby girl was found outside a fire station at 6 a.m. by a firefighter who was getting ready for her morning workout. Baby was left in an apple box and was only a couple of hours old. Shawnee, Oklahoma. Twin boys found in the bed of a pickup truck outside a firehouse. Mother called 911 from a payphone and told dispatchers that she left them in a pickup truck and then hung up so that she could remain anonymous. What she failed to state was which fire station she left them at. Babies were found an hour later, alive. This is just 1 year of abandonments that I'm going off of right now. There's like 4 more pages because we're finding a baby every 3 days in America. But what do these cases not have in common with the cases in the video? You go to a hospital ER door. Why do you go to a hospital? It's not because you want this baby dead. It's not because you don't want somebody to find this baby. It's because you want somebody to pick this baby up and take it in the hospital. You just don't want to do it, right? Why do you go to a nurse's station with a backpack with a baby in it? That baby was found deceased, but I bet you it was alive when it arrived. Last year in Chicago, there was a baby found in a duffel bag outside a firehouse in January. When they found him, he was frozen to death. You think that baby was dead when it got there? I mean, why would we, anybody in their right mind, take a dead infant, put it in a backpack, go to the fire station, and put it at the door? This baby was probably alive when it arrived at the firehouse. The videos of these 2 babies One thrown in a dumpster, one found alongside a highway in the woods in Georgia. Did those mothers want those babies found? No. They didn't care if they were dead or alive. But these babies, they were meant to be found. As an organization that is fighting every day to keep babies out of dumpsters, reality is I'm not going to get every one of them. But if I can save these, I might not save those, but if I can save these, wouldn't it be worth it? What if a man walked in here with a baby? What questions would you ask?
How's the mom? Where's the mom?
They take the baby, walk away.
Okay, who agrees with that? Who agrees with asking, where's mom? Do dads have the same rights as moms do?
Yes.
So if the mom comes in and hands you a child, would you say, where's dad? So we have to make sure that we're consistent. Dads can surrender infants as well. And actually, we have had quite a few infants that were surrendered by men. Sometimes that's who the mom will allow to bring the child. A young mom that just gives birth and her boyfriend's with her and they're 15 years old, she's probably not going to want to walk up to this firehouse. She's probably going to look for somebody to do it for her. Is there any question that you should not, or anything that you should not say to a mother that walks in here? Are you sure? She said, are you sure?
You see, if you bring in the baby, her mind's made up.
You're exactly right. The one thing that we don't want to do is judge her or shame her. And the minute that you say, are you sure, you're questioning her decision. Of course she's not sure. Who would be sure? But this is the decision that she made and we have to respect it as first responders. It might not be what I would do, it might not be what you would do. But this is a choice that she chose and we need to respect her decision. The one thing that I would definitely, on every case, if a woman walks in and hands you a child, the first thing I would say is thank you. Thank you for keeping your child safe. Thank you for entrusting us with this child. We will take it from here. I would also, do you need medical care? If it is a woman that walks in here, she probably just gave birth, and chances are she needs medical care. If she says no, that's her right. So 2 a.m. in the morning, bells go off, you guys get up, you guys run down to your babies, your front door bell is ringing. There's this woman there that is just bawling, saying she's made the biggest mistake of her life. She just placed her baby in the box. She doesn't want to do this. What would you do at that point? Now we're thinking. My number one question is, did you see her put this baby in this box? No. She could have been standing across the street and seen somebody come here. Place this infant in this box. So once this baby is in this box, it is now your baby. Not technically, don't take it home, Chief.
All the way.
I know there's one person in here that is just waiting for this call to come through so that they can get a baby. This becomes your baby at that point. And giving this child back is not protecting the child's physical health and safety. If this was to happen, which I have not heard of this happening, and what I would say is, look, under the safe haven law, the statute states I have to take this baby to the hospital. You can come there and talk to the social worker and they're in charge of this. And when you get to the hospital, you need to be very clear with the social worker. I have no idea who this baby belongs to. All I know is that this woman walked in the front door and said this was her child and she wants it back. But I didn't see this woman with this child. All I know is that I pulled this baby from this box and there was no parent around at that moment. And then let them deal with it.
Can I ask you one quick question? Yeah. What do you guys do as far as marketing? Because most of the population that this might apply to, they're not reading the newspaper. How do you get that out in our community like ours, and to the population that might be using it?
That's a great question because that's my job, and that's the hardest job is getting it out there on a nonprofit salary. We don't get money from the government. We refuse to take money from the government or the state. So we have to raise the funds. So what we do is we try to do it in ways that doesn't cost us a whole lot. And the number one way that we have been successful in this is social media. I'll tell you, I was never a fan of TikTok. I really, really wasn't. At 50 years old, I did not want to be a TikTok star. And so my board of directors came to me one day and said, hey, I really think we need to look into this. My board chair, she goes, just stand in front of a box and explain it. It got 29 million views. The most video on TikTok that we have going right now with the most views is 50 million views. People are hungry for hope. They really are. They want the good stories. Right now we were on the Today Show yesterday where Ocala, one of our firefighters out of Ocala, pulled baby from box and adopted her. And it's a beautiful story. People want to see that. People want to see hope in our country again. We had one parent in May that drove 7.5 hours from to surrender her child, because that's the closest one there was. And you wonder, where did she get the information? Because there is none in social media. Anytime there's a good story, though, we put it out there. I get criticized on Facebook and TikTok all the time for talking about these babies that have been surrendered. One thing that you will always see when a baby is surrendered is we will do a press conference. If a baby is placed in this box, you will see me again. That's probably the only time you're going to see me again, but you will see me again. And there's 3 reasons why I will be here. First is to media push marketing again. Hey, this box was used. This is part of your community. If you need to use it, it's here. The second reason, this box worked exactly as it was designed to. The staff here did exactly what they were trained to do, and this worked flawlessly. I've never had to say that it didn't work flawlessly. All the times we've had babies, it works flawlessly. And the third thing is, I'm going to talk to this mother. I'm going to thank her publicly and look right directly into the camera, and I'm going to say thank you. And I'm going to encourage her to contact us to get resources, free counseling, free medical care. She can do it anonymously. The counseling is via Zoom, and she can keep her camera off. And so those are the 3 reasons why we do hold press conferences. We have heard from many, many women that have surrendered in our boxes, that we now walk alongside them on their journey because we reached out to them through the media. And they've thanked us. The number 1 question they ask is my baby safe and is my baby healthy? They want to know that their child is safe. And so you can criticize me or not, this works for us. It's getting the word out there, plus it's getting these moms to contact us to get resources so that we can walk with her. Because this is not an easy walk, I can tell you from the parents that we deal with every day. This is a tough road. And if we can just get her to the point where she's at peace with her decision and possibly get her help in the process, it's a good day. I want to be nationwide by 2025. Babies are being abandoned all over the place, and if we don't hurry up, one of these babies that could have been saved is not going to be. And so I think the big picture for me is, how fast can I get them out so that babies can live? You know, Texas has always been a huge, huge state with infant abandonment. We need to be in Texas. We need multiple boxes in Texas because there's going to be a woman there that needs us. This door on the inside, there is no alarm on it. So if a kid comes here and wants to see it, feel free to open it up. Let them see it. Let them feel the heater, the heat coming from it. Joe is going to take this baby and he's going to place the baby in the box. As soon as you see this outside door open, I need somebody clicking the timer to start the stopwatch. Once he puts this baby in the box, he's going to try and open the outside door. This outside door will open right now until there's something in the box. When there's something in the box, that door's going to lock. You ready?
Ready?
All right, Chief, moment of truth. Your life's about to change. This is going to be the worst time ever. This is going to be like 15 minutes or something crazy like that. Okay, click it. We got it? He could not reopen the door. This seems like the longest 2 minutes of your life. It really does. What time? 46. 46.
Now, right now, since the beam is blocked, we have an amber light down there. There's an amber light down there that shows that there's something blocking the beam.
Were you a minute? 1 minute. Okay, so there's your 1 minute. Wait, hang on. Let's make sure that dispatch is calling, right? Where are we at?
Minute 50.
150. There you go. Where are we at? 215. Woo! Well done, Chief. So one thing that we were talking about earlier, a lot of these babies are coming with placenta still attached. I designed this box so that it's easy for you, when she puts baby in, to get baby out. What I would recommend is just grab the bassinet and everything you got in it and go. All right, well, if there are any more questions, we appreciate you guys. Welcome to the Baby Box family. And then, you know, you guys heard last week Oklahoma got a baby. Tell you a funny story. Don't tell anybody know the chief there. Don't tell him I said. If you do, don't tell him I said this. So the two guys that they thought it was a false alarm. So one went to disengage the alarm, the other one went to the box, and the one at the box was like, "Hey!" He's like screaming, "It's a baby!" and then so the guy comes from the alarm panel, goes up, and they stand there and they look at this infant like, "What are we supposed to do now?" Like just like, you know, like totally just gone. You'll never expect it. You'll get to a point where you're like, you're having the worst day of your life. You probably had 3 cardiac arrests you worked. None of them survived. 2 car accidents, 2 house fires, and then you have a baby in the arms.
My name is Christy Kenner.
I'm Jennifer Stinger.
The reason this got started in 2008 was a baby that was dumped in a dumpster at White Castle. It was well over 100 feet from a fire station. And that stuck with me, and then we saw this and said, we gotta do it.
Okay, how did you find out about the baby box?
TikTok.
She found you on the TikTok.
And my husband said, pretty much, I'm on the TikTok, but now we're trying to say
That's
baby.
right.
So it's totally justified.
Totally worked. Wow, right.
It's fine. When I was talking to Jared about some other things, I said, can I put a baby box in your station? Okay, yeah. I was shocked when he said, so I called her, I was like, we can do it. I got really excited. So let's do it. And so she was immediately on board and said, how can I help? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Call the number. The number's on her TikToks. And
don't be afraid to ask somebody. I mean, she just out of the blue said, can I put a box in your station?
And we found a local business that was willing to fund the entire thing. I just don't want another dead baby.
Yeah.
I mean, the one in 2008 didn't make it, and she was born alive. And she didn't have to die, so we don't want that to happen again. So to have resources and have a place that the parent can put a baby is what we need.
We tease each other that we're gonna, when we hear the alarm, we're gonna race.
Oh, we're gonna
get here and see whoever gets the baby first.
She lives closer, but I can drive past her.
When and how would I like to retire? I guess it's when Christ is done with me. That's when I'll retire. I do know that this organization, if I die tomorrow, is going to continue. I don't know that it'd be ran as good as I would run it, but it's going to run. Gosh, who would be my successor? I don't know the answer to that right now. I hope that when it's my time to step back, that one of these kids that were saved in our boxes steps up. Because as a nonprofit, I can't take it with me. This is not mine. I have to turn this over, and I hope one day to turn it over to somebody that has benefited from this, but somebody that's been impacted like I was on either being surrendered or being abandoned.